Here's a wild story to begin this year. Some Indonesian account claims to be a time traveler from the 11th century. Yes, this is a viral story, and it is wild. According to this thread, the person was from the year 1035 and was stuck in this year. The person claimed to be a victim of a dimensional shift. Their words. At the time, his two missing friends were looking for the magic stake. They found it, and a two-headed snake suddenly appeared and wrapped itself around them. Their bodies melted, and the OP woke up alone. The OP was teleported all the way to 2006. At the time, he was a 10-year-old boy. He was unconscious in a fruit snake orchard in the mountains until he was found by someone. He was trapped in this future timeline for almost 20 years. Turns out, as kids, he and his friends were looking for magical stakes that were used to maintain the balance between the human world and the in-between dimension. I love how we made a freaking SpongeBob reference out of nowhere, citing that time when Squidward used the time machine. For a time traveler of the past, he is rather cultured. Is this story true? No, it's most likely not. It's just a completely made-up tale, but it did get viral. The thing is, people claiming to be time travelers is not new. This has existed before in online forums, but the validity of those claims is certainly unfounded, and those people usually claim that they traveled from the future, not the past. Either way, this was quite an interesting way to start off 2026. A wild time traveler story of someone who is stuck in the future and couldn't go back. Believe it or not, that's not the only time traveler incident last week. Isn't it beautiful that we're living in today's time and we encounter time travelers? No, seriously, there are people that claim to be time travelers that are stuck in the future. This man claims he's stuck in France in the year 2055, and no one can debunk his videos. Except I can. All you need to do is just take a look at this segment right here. Look at these awful video game covers. These are supposedly games from the future of 2055, and these base games cost 130 euros. Yes, 130 euros for the base game in 2055. There's one even sold at 330 euros. I also find it interesting that EA got the FIFA license back somewhere between 29 and 34. So while the 29th game is EA Sports FC, the 32nd game is officially FIFA license. Maybe it's a different developer? What is that awful BULLIED 2 cover? I certainly do not picture Grand Theft Auto 7 looking like a purple cyberpunk aesthetic. Saints Row 3 already takes that. What makes this whole thing even more obviously fake are the PS4 titles like Remake Modern Warfare and Remake Modern Warfare 2 being sold right next to PS7 titles, and they're all reasonably priced. You'd think they'd go way cheaper in 2025, but nope. He started posting these videos before AI video tools existed. Bro, people fake stuff way before AI existed. AI just made it easier. So, if it's fake, why hasn't anyone proven how? I literally just did. Also, the community notes just did. This is an old video, and it's fake. Speaking of games being more expensive, it seems to me that there are perfectly good reasons why the creator of Like a Dragon, Toshihiro Nagoshi, left Sega. The studio is about to release Yakuza Kiwami 3, a remake of Yakuza 3. It's not the best in the series, but it's not a particularly unwelcome release. The problem is, Yakuza Kiwami 3 is going to replace Yakuza 3 Remastered, that is already on Steam. If you don't want to buy the remake and only want to buy the remastered version instead, you have to buy it on the Yakuza Complete Series bundle. But it's not a bundle, it's a package, and all packages require full cost whether you own the games or not. I have no idea why Sega decides that this is a good idea. It's just another installment of remakes replacing the original rather than existing side by side. Nagoshi left and formed his own studio, which will eventually lead to Gang of Dragons starring Don Lee, and I cannot wait to see how that game goes. Let's move on from buying expensive video games to enjoying video games, period. I feel bad for this dude. I'm 27. I deeply regret spending so much of my younger years playing games and watching anime. I'm 27, about to turn 28, and I do not regret spending my younger years playing games and watching fictional content. I don't regret it because I know how to regulate my consumption so that I can still be productive and not waste my life. I too need to pay the bills. Fortunately, the thing about me growing older is that my interest in games, movies, anime, and fictional media in general are dwindling. That's because I recognize the patterns quite a lot, and they don't feel special anymore. I do find a lot more enjoyment in working nowadays, making videos, working at my job, paying the bills, doing taxes, doing chores. All those things sound boring to the average person, but as you get older and as you realize you're the only person who can sort out your life, you will start to grow an appreciation for it. I don't regret having fun. In fact, I can still have fun right now. I got married this year and my wife cannot wait for the next Demon Slayer movie. Demon Slayer is okay, it's not my cup of tea in terms of anime, but I can still enjoy it, and I will enjoy it with her because she enjoys it too. The freshest, most youthful days of my life wasted away. No, they're not wasted away. You just need to manage your time and control your urges better. If you're 21, please lock in. It only gets harder as you age. Yeah, that's only if you suck at whatever you're doing. But hey, at least you're playing video games and watching anime. At least you're not smoking, drinking, doing drugs, and getting STDs. You're not cooked, you're just being pessimistic about your own life because you think you wasted for playing games and anime. It begs the question of whether you enjoyed those to begin with. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the simple pleasures of life, but there are some people who think that it's really sad doing all that. I'm not quite sure where this mindset comes from. Going to the cinema alone is a different level of lonely. Yeah, that is something an extrovert would say. They're the kinds of people who would be energized with having lots of people around or being with other people. Introverts are energized with less people, probably none at all. So being lonely in the cinema is something that I and many others go through plenty of times, or at least back in college. And I'm fine with that because I love movies and I love experiencing them on my own. Now, I have a wife, and I bring her almost everywhere, which means I bring her to the movies, and that has to be something we both might like to watch, like Zootopia 2, which was pretty awesome. That or something that she loves to watch, like Demon Slayer Infinity Castle or Chainsaw Man Raze Arc. They're both okay, in my opinion, but she loves Demon Slayer a lot. It's one of the cons of married life. You can't always find something or some time to watch films on your own. Regardless, there's nothing wrong with watching movies on your own in the theaters, and loneliness is not necessarily something to be feared. A lot of times it is something to love and embrace. Some people prefer loneliness and isolation rather than crowds. That's introversion for you, and something that extroverts don't get. I love how this is repeated constantly by multiple accounts, as if that is something that is worthy of repeating. I guess for engagement bait purposes, it does the job. It's a bit weird that we have some bad movie take. Not bad take of the movies themselves, but bad take on how to watch them. Movie theater rooms are one of the worst aging boomer era amenities in Texas homes. What's wrong with movie theater rooms? I'd love to have those to watch movies. They're not necessary, but they are nice to have. Most young families would rather have a second office, extra bedroom, or versatile space with windows that can be used as a playroom or home gym. Well, I can't argue that I don't need a dedicated movie room when my living room with a flat screen TV will do the job just fine. I do think that the extra space is better used for all those things, but this doesn't make movie theater rooms the worst aging boomer era amenities. 75% of kids have iPads, 95% of teens have smartphones, kids use mobile devices, they also watch movies, usually in a family room. Funny you mentioned that because my aunt can't watch films or TV shows without an actual TV. She can do it on a phone, but she doesn't like it. TV still has its place in modern times, even if we have a portable TV to carry everywhere. Home cinemas are not the only thing boomers do that are embarrassing. Boomers used to do this in public. Yes, how dare they play games on the train? How did people not die of embarrassment? This looks ridiculous! No, this does not look ridiculous at all. It's a DS. Nowadays, you play games on your phone, which have touchscreens, and touchscreens are only good for some games, but not others. It still boggles my mind that there are people that are used to it. It makes me want to buy those Android handhelds. Whether you're playing games or watching movies, bullying is not okay. This was not very nice. If you got bullied because you watch anime, you deserve it. Okay, what's going on here? Apparently, the Chainsaw Man movie Reze arc received the highest overall letterbox review of 2025. I haven't seen most of the films that were rated highest, except for One Battle After Another and Sinners. They're both excellent. As for Chainsaw Man Reze arc, it was alright. It was fine. It's not the best film, quality-wise, compared to the ones that I see on this list, but it is the most entertaining and the most mainstream, so I can see why it's on the top. I don't know what's with the strong reaction towards anime fans with this one. I think you deserve to be bullied for wanting to bully people for having bad taste. As far as I'm concerned, everyone has bad taste, but only the cowards refuse to defend and embrace it. Oh man, even more dumb takes related to fiction. Hot take. People need to realize that using "it's just fiction" as an excuse is unhealthy coping and leads to the eventual normalization of illegal things. Not in real life, no, because fiction will not affect reality that way. Films about the mafia are quite popular, and yet the mafia progressively loses their power as time goes on. Some are even documented by those very same films showing the consequences of that life. I do agree that the normalization of fiction depicting illegal things will lead to more fiction depicting those illegal things. But that's popular fiction leading to the creation of more fiction, not fiction leading to doofuses imitating fiction. I genuinely don't understand why people think this is in any way acceptable. FBI, check this person's hard drive. They enjoy loli content. Yeah, nothing is gonna happen from doing that. You are wasting time and resources that could have been used to save real children. I am not listening to anyone who says that you can care for both. No, you should not care for both. You should only care for one, and that is real children, not fictional children. I don't care if this is a joke. The authorities do not take false reports lightly. You are flogging their notifications with completely useless reports that the authorities can't do much about. The amount of time you have these officers waste trying to punish people for liking fictional characters could have been spent on helping real children. Also, checking on people's hard drives is unwarranted search and seizure, with no probable cause, and a violation of privacy that will make you liable for damages and lawsuits in multiple countries. So if you're one of those dumb aunties that want to break the laws to protect those fictional children, be my guest. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, join the YouTube membership, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.